Resident Evil 6 is a game rated M by the ESRB. Hello everyone and welcome back to more StephenPlays. Resident Evil 6. Let's open
the store. For the lava.
I think we were okay. Once we killed that man.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch his name. I just knew that he had a pretty sad looking haircut. Yes, stun baton that thing. Kicked it.
Kicked it.
Good work.
In some kind of warehouse. There's gotta be a way to move shit in and out.
Right.
So in the last episode, we fought the man, and now it looks like we're really just trying to escape.
Yeah.
So if we can manage to escape, then we will have done good.
This looks like a train.
This is a big old platform. I think we have to hit these.
I agree. Just missing my gun.
Hey!
Do you not have any gun?
Nope.
Hey! Sherry! Come on!
Sherry!
Wow.
Jeez, oh, wow. How can something be that fast?
Whoa, this is fast.
Yeah, there's no goddamn steering!
Are you kidding me? I've decided that your name is Larry, and God, you are such a Larry.
Marty, what does it take
Alternate.
to lose this guy?
Come on, we have to move further up.
Jesus, take the hit!
Climb.
They just went from bad to worse! Don't worry, I'm just climbing. I've been climbing up the platform. L2, R2, the repeat.
Thinking what I'm thinking?
I am now. Come on.
Take that, asshole!
Oh, Larry didn't like that.
Oh, do you have to climb again?
Oh, this is my favorite part of Resident Evil 6. Climbing up the platforms. Oh, just climbing and climbing up the platforms. Going through a tunnel at, God, 150 miles an hour. Oh, he's gaining on us, isn't he? Making some good progress. You beat me to this one.
Good.
You're not getting him.
One more for you, second!
There he goes. Oh, but he's got the hook shot again. This is the fire temple in Ocarina of Time.
Climb some more.
Christ alive. You can't even tell. You can't even tell what's happening anymore.
A gun.
A gun.
Yes, the gun that has never worked before will suddenly save everything.
This shit ends now.
Back to cutscenes. My chest is bleeding. Please don't.
Again?
Man, I think objectively that guy was harder than every other zombie monster we've fought. Because you had to kill him like a million times.
You saved me. You know that, don't you?
Said moments before death.
Thank you.
It weren't nothing. Jake and Sherry were married that summer. They live in an Italian veranda.
See, I think they're gonna blast out of this and then just keep going.
I'm waiting for like an anime-style song to play. Man, that was it. I didn't realize there was that small amount
Yeah.
left. Okay. But here we are. We're looking at the ending. Also, there's post-credit stuff, right? Because there's
Yeah, I think there
post-credit
was.
stuff on Leon and Chris. Again, it's been a bit. Jake and Sherry's campaign's way shorter.
Yeah.
Way shorter. I had no idea it was this short. And now I feel bad because like everybody's like been waiting, like when's gonna do Resident Evil 6? And I'm like, we gotta wait a year. And then we come back and it's like, oh, there's only like a handful.
Yeah.
And that's it. I had no idea there were so few. So what did you think of Jake and Sherry's campaign
I
compared
liked
to the
it.
other ones? I thought it was a little weird because it starts with like no context.
Yeah.
Because Jake is just chilling, injecting himself with God knows what.
And she shows up and is like, we need you.
Yeah, Sherry just shows up and is like, hey, we need your help. And Jake's like, okay, can you give me money? And she's like, sure. And then that's it. So it feels really odd. Also, we must have learned that he was Wesker's son. Well, I guess we learned in Chris's campaign.
Yeah.
We might have learned in Leon's too, but it's the weirdest thing about Resident Evil 6 is that it takes away the power of each individual campaign.
Yeah.
Because once you've seen these big events in like Leon's, then you play through it and you're like, oh yeah, well, I know this is going to happen.
Uh-huh.
And it's interesting to see the events overlap.
Yeah. And I like that, but I kind of wish it was in order.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way of doing things. You're playing through a story, but you're doing multiple characters. In some ways, Grand Theft Auto 5 did the same thing, except it was clearly much more successful in the way it did it, because you kept jumping to different things all the time. The big problem is that the characters all control differently and have different weapons and stuff, so it would be really weird if you were like playing as Chris and you had all these weapons and then the next mission you played as Leon and it was a completely different set. So I guess that would be confusing. Anyway, it was still fun.
Yeah.
It was still fun. I definitely regret waiting this long. I wish we wouldn't have waited this long to get back to Resident Evil 6.
I agree.
Especially knowing how short it was. God, I had no idea it was this tiny. It's just a little tiny baby. Now, everyone watching is probably like, but wait, there's more. And you're right. We're going to be covering Ada Wong's story. And from what I understand, that like flips the entire thing on its head. Because you get really used to what's happening within Leon, Chris, and Jake's story.
Uh-huh.
And Ada's such a mystery. You're like, what is happening? Where is...
Well, you're wondering what side she's on, and people have different opinions on her.
Yes. So you're wondering what's happening, and apparently in Ada's story, that's all explained. So that's interesting. I'm really looking forward to doing Ada's. And then finally, finishing up Resident Evil 6 for good. We did it. It's... I don't want to say it's better or worse than Resident Evil 5. It's an action game, and it's fun for the same reasons. The reasons that people don't like Resident Evil 5 and 6, well, amongst them, because some of them is the fact that the story is bizarre, which I think is actually one of the reasons it's good. But one of the reasons that people don't like it is because... it's so different from the past games and their action games, and I think that's fine. I think it's fine. And I may have said these things on the ending of Leon or Chris, but it's been like a long time. But my opinions on it are basically still the same. It's a fun co-op game. I can't imagine playing this game by myself. I feel like it would be depressing.
I agree.
And Mal, I don't know if you know this, but they actually have it built in where you're supposed to play online. If you're playing by yourself, people just drop in, like they join your game.
Yeah,
seamlessly.
That's why you have the call ability.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't like communicate very well. Yeah, I bet this is a lot harder when you can't scream, "Oh God, help me," and we need to figure out what floor to go to pull the switches correctly. I'm sure it gets a lot more difficult. The one hang up I have with this game for sure is that they're and obviously they get back to the roots in 7, so we know how that ends. But in Resident Evil 6, there's so many deviations from what the game was. It's wild. Like, don't give me vehicle sections, man. Don't do it. They're all bad. They're all so bad.
Yeah, I mean, some were worse than others, but
they were all bad.
Yeah.
They were all really bad. And the thing is, like, when you're making a game, you can't spread yourself too thin. You can't do everything. You can't. You got to pick something and make your game good at that thing. And if you don't, you're just going to have a really crappy experience. And, like, the combat sections of Resident Evil 6 are fun.
They are.
Some of them are a little frustrating, especially when there's no feedback about if you're hurting the boss or not.
Yeah.
But overall, it's actually really enjoyable, and I like it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's kind of weird, like all the locations, and you're like, well, how did we get here? Why are we in this location?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's kind of fun that way to...
Well, in this one especially, there's a lot of jumping around.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 5 wasn't like that because you follow just the same two people.
Yes.
Because you're always with Chris and Sheva, so it has a linear format. And it's true, you feel like you're jumping around a lot in this one. You know, oh, we gotta go to China now. Why are we in China? Don't worry about it.
Now we're in the underground base.
Well, especially for Jake and Sherry, a lot of times they transitioned them with, like, kidnapping. It was like, we gotta move the scene, and they got kidnapped. And I'm like, really? They got kidnapped? They got taken over by, like, 3 guys?
Again?
Because Jake is like this super martial artist who kills that big guy at the end.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that when 3 people approach, they just gave up? Okay, if you say so. But overall, their story was good. The story's pretty good. I feel like there could have been a little more fleshed out stuff at the beginning about why, like, where Jake was, why Sherry knew that he was there. It seemed like a really weird place to start. But otherwise, I didn't have any particular issues with it. It didn't have enough steak eating.
Yeah, could have been more steak.
Yeah, I think there was I don't think there was actually any.
Not in this campaign.
Yeah, I think that's really sad.
Yeah. I could turn on the radio, though.
That was, you know what else I thought about? And one of the things I like about letting you choose a character like this is that you don't, if you don't play 2-player, you don't get to experience that there's different things happening. And the hospital section was really cool because Jake is being held in captivity. Sherry's just, like, in a room.
Well, she was having stuff done too, but...
Yeah, but, like, you have to work towards each other. I love that sort of thing. And if you're playing single player, you wouldn't see that. And it would also be super weird if you were playing single player and chose Sherry.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Because you had no idea where Jake is.
Well, that, and then also, what about the end?
Yeah.
Sherry can't beat up the guy. So this campaign is probably considerably easier with Sherry if you're playing single player, because you would just sit around and, like, watch. Which is super bizarre. But obviously Resident Evil 6 is supposed to be a co-op game. It's designed to be co-op, which is the same reason that they have the drop-in feature for people playing single players, so people can just suddenly show up in the game. I like co-op games. I think they're fun. I understand that it's a huge deviation from Resident Evils of yore. And if people don't like that, that's fine. But it's still enjoyable. If you got some time, you want to sit with a buddy on the couch and play through this, I think it's worthwhile.
Hey, buddy.
Like you. You're my buddy.
Yeah, you're my buddy.
Which is why we tackled this game together. Thank you for playing. You're welcome! You're welcome, Capcom! I did it for you, baby.
Me or Capcom?
You. Or Capcom, whatever. So the thing that I stuck around for, post-credit scene, Give me that post-credit scene. Everyone watching is like, you stuck around to pad out the episode. And I'm like, well, I know. Obviously. It was 5 minutes long. I didn't expect it to be only 5 minutes long.
Jake Wesker's blood sample was handed over to the UN's leading researchers,
First
along
class.
with 6 months' worth of test results retrieved from Neo Umbrella's archives. With the data now in the right hands, things seem to be finally settling down. Following Jake's rescue, BSAA officials classified his relationship to Albert Wesker as top secret, recognizing the threat it could pose to global security.
And he'll be there. Right?
Yeah.
Certainly. Or she gets a call on her glass phone. What? What? Can't tame the beast. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. Or anybody that needs vaccinating. Alright, this is definitely not the ending that I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, kind of. He's like a mercenary. It's not like he's going to settle down. Alright, sure. Sure. End of chapter 5.
Oh, look at your accuracy.
I mean,
Dang.
for what it's worth, think about what I had to do.
Yeah.
Most of it was punching.
Yeah.
I punched a lot. I did a lot of punching. But we beat the chapter without entering the dying state.
Good.
You got a counterattack. Upheld your promise to your partner. I don't know how you could get through this and not do that. You killed an enemy with a physical attack. I killed an enemy with a quick shot.
I didn't escape the underwater facility.
I'm still there.
Come back.
Please send help. Someone help me. It's wet. I hate it here. So, we have done 3 of the 4. Came back just to finish up Resident Evil 6, because it was off the channel forever. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, we totally padded out this episode. I didn't know it was that short! People have to give me a pass. We're releasing a lot of content. Watch something else if it wasn't long enough for you. Next episode, we're going to be starting Ada Wong's story. And I've actually heard from people that's short. Which
Yeah.
is interesting, because Jake's was short.
Yeah, his was.
His was short. Dang. So Ada's might be shorter than Jake's. I don't know. But this Ada's is probably going to be the best story.
Yeah, because it's going to tell everything.
Yeah, it's going to explain what the crap was going on. And we're playing the remastered version, which lets you do whatever. But in the original game, you couldn't play Ada's story until you beat the other 3. So, like, they really wanted you to understand everything that was happening before you could get the full thing explained to you.
Yeah.
So if you've been watching for a year, and you've been really confused, and you're like, there's still a lot of holes in this story, what the crap was Ada Wong doing? Guess what? Next episode, we'll finally find out. Thank you for watching. See you next time for more StephenPlays Resident Evil 6.